What's up, Mark? Nate, it is Rob, and it's Nate. Yeah, just decided I wasn't ready for bed and wanted to get some sketching in. I should be working on my comic pages, but Blizzy, is it a superhero? We'll see. It's more of a just a figure, but I might sort of give it a superhero costume. We'll see if I make it into anybody. Whenever I just want to sketch, my default thing's to be just draw a female figure. Flowing lines and curves, and it's always attractive, so. Plus, I'm a dude, and I like to draw girls, so. Nate, I stopped into your live stream hours ago for like 2 minutes. I wasn't able to stay long, but Blizzy, hell yeah, I like it. Yeah, I know. I couldn't stop in for very long. I was in the middle of something else, but this is my last free night of my vacation, too. I'm kind of bummed out. My 9 days off are done after tomorrow. I mean, it's a fun subject matter to draw there, Robert Wilde. As long as you don't have a girlfriend or a wife that loses their fucking mind over it. Of which I have neither anymore, so hell with them. I'll draw what I want. Well, I got some reference on my phone off to the side here that I'm drawing from. I've got a friend who's this girl who's a very kind of like a little amateur bodybuilder, and getting to know her has kind of put me on the path of kind of liking to draw like muscular women, and so I see reference like that, and it's such good practice for comic book female bodies, you know. So it's this very muscular chick, but I'm going to try and translate the shadows on her body into like costume, like it's a black costume, like a Catwoman kind of thing, maybe. Who doesn't love a busty Wonder Woman? You must like Adam Hughes, because he's like my favorite artist, one of my favorites. Oiled up men are hotter. I know, Nate, I know. It's all an act on my part. Frank Cho, yeah, Frank Cho is so good. I don't know if you follow his YouTube channel, but he's always doing like those sketch drawings that he puts up a video on where he just shows him just taking the pencil straight to paper, kind of like this, except a million times better. He's so good. Christopher Patton, how are you? You're an artist. You do anime and fantasy drawings. That's cool. That's awesome. Pat K, hello. Muscular female characters with big swords really does it for me. I mean, it's hard to deny. What's up, Damie King? I'm done with Master's End, Pat K. That stuff's over. This is just drawing just for the sake of it. I've already started pages on a new project, but for the time being, the Master's End thing is done. Thanks, Robert Wild. Appreciate it. Rami Queen, hello. She's got abs. Jeez, it says there's 40 people watching. Haven't had that many people in a long time. It's late night Saturday. Female figure drawing. Boo! Possible females, right? That's right. Now comes the part that confuses people. Pat K, she's one of the ninja types you drew last time. Does the doll have weapons too? What do you mean by does the doll have weapons too? Robert Wild, you just discovered my channel recently. First time on a live stream. Well, thank you. Really enjoying the work. Thank you very, very much. shows a really hard angle on this face, and I'm not exactly digging it, but Robert Wild, you're asking when did I start drawing? Are you talking about just in general, like in my life? Like, when did I start drawing just personally? Um, if that's what you're asking, I've talked about this on live streams before, but I was kind of a late bloomer in a way. Everyone that I know, everyone that I know that draws will always say that they've been drawing from the time that they could hold a pencil, but that was never me. I didn't get started until I was like an early teenager. I went and saw a movie that I loved, and then I picked up the soundtrack on cassette tape, and there was a sticker inside of it that had the characters on it, and I just kind of sat down one day and just reproduced the drawing, and I was like, oh, I think I can draw. I've never been the artist. How did this happen? How did I not know? So then I just kind of kept going. I was already reading comic books, but I just was not someone that could ever draw. But then suddenly I just tried one day, and I could. But I was, like I said, I was like 13 or something, 12 or 13. So, like I say, I always kind of feel like I was a late bloomer to it, just because everyone else I know got started early. Like, I drew these yesterday. I did this one last night. I had fun with that one. And then this one. I did both of these last night. Thanks, Mr. Wild. I appreciate that. I was having fun with those last night. They were kind of coming out. Sometimes you sit down and draw, and shit just is not working. And then sometimes you sit down, and it's like everything just is working really well. And it's kind of frustrating when you like, I want things to work well, and then they don't, and you're trying so hard, and it's just going not the way you want it to. Yeah, Angels of the Renaissance, it can be hit or miss. You're right. And it's sometimes I find that when I sit down to just draw and I'm like not caring about what I'm doing, the best stuff I've ever come up with is just when I don't give a shit. But when I sit down and really try, like, I need this one to look good. It's for a reason, it's a purpose. Nothing I do works. Man, is that the most frustrating, like, back and forth. Angels, you draw too? That's awesome. So you know. I think anybody who draws probably has had variations of that happen. What's up, Ginger Bear Dude? Robert Wild, you enjoyed drawing as a hobby when you were a kid but never got good at it? Well, thanks, Angel, for watching. I appreciate it. Those are some nice abs. Well, like I said, I'm kind of a become fan of the muscular lady because of a friend of mine who's art modeled for me a few times. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I was into this as much as I am, but guess what? I am. Yeah, me too, Angels. I am very much a fan. Sharpen my pencil. You're gonna get Mark. You talk about Mark Domowitch. You're gonna get him on a live stream. I've been trying to get him on forever, and he was kind of hesitant. I think he was a little shy at first, but I know he's kind of ready to branch out. But um, late tomorrow afternoon, because I don't really have any plans, so I could probably join you guys. There, Ginger, Jason, if you're talking tomorrow. Son of a bitch, that Mark, I'm gonna punch him in the face because I've asked him before, and he was kind of hesitant. Like I said, I think he was kind of, I don't know, just not sure about drawing live and talking, and I get it, you know. Well, yeah, I'd be interested. I think I can definitely make that. I don't have anything planned for tomorrow. You know who he likes better. That's probably it. That's probably what it was. He's like, Rob sucks. Angel, you draw manga traditional by hand? Well, I always appreciate that. Not that I have any problems with people that do digital artwork, but doesn't seem to be too many of us left. So I like seeing people who do art by hand, like on paper.
Get four Arby's classic roast beef sandwiches for just $10. That's one for now, one after that, one to celebrate the first two, and one more because that's how boys. Arby's.
Oh, the nib and ink. Do you use these kind of tools? Is this like one of the tools you use? I like using it. Boy, is it tricky though. That's awesome, Angel. That's awesome, man. Or man, or ma'am, or whatever the case may be. I guess I don't ever know who I'm speaking to exactly. I've never had the opportunity to try screen tones. I've done ink washes for gray tones. I've done Copic markers for toning and stuff, but actual screen tones, never had the chance. Yeah, I've heard they're hard to get. I heard you could find them in Japan super easy because they're, manga's such a big culture over there. Uh, Robert Wild, I'm a Marvel guy. Screen tones over ink washes. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to watch your channel there, Angels. I'll have to check that out for sure. DC has Wonder Woman, Catwoman, Power Girl. Those are big factors. No, I get that. Elizabeth. This is really cool, trying to get better at anatomy right now in school. Anatomy, yeah, it's always a tricky thing. It's like one of the funnest things to draw, but also one of the trickiest and biggest pains in the butt. But if you like to draw, you know, if you got the artistic ability, all it really is just a matter of sitting down and just practice, 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 and you'll get there. They big-footed MCU getting Wonder Woman out before Captain Marvel. You know, the thing is Wonder Woman's such a bigger cultural icon than Captain Marvel ever has been or ever will be. Like, they're trying so hard to push Captain Marvel, but it ain't working. And Wonder Woman's been part of the culture for... I mean, when was she introduced? In the 30s or the 40s? Like, Wonder Woman's been around forever. Well, Angels of the Renaissance, I need to check out your channel. I want to see your art. I'll have to seek you out. Appreciate you stopping in. Oh yeah, Gingerbread, I've read about all that. That's some crazy stuff. Like, yeah, the couple, like the chick that they were having their little fetish, you know, things with, was supposed to be kind of the physical model for the original Wonder Woman in a way. It's really wild stuff. But hey, all good. Yeah, polyamorous domestic partner. There you go. Yeah, they waited too long to do a Black Widow movie, that's for sure. Yeah, if you want to see a real hardcore Punisher comic, check out the book that Ginger Bear is going to be doing. I'm so worried about that Daredevil Reborn series just because it was so good before, and Marvel's just had nothing but fuck up after fuck up. And it's like, they're just gonna neuter the character. I mean, maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be badass, but I've heard they've already had to reshoot the thing. So, I'm nervous about that. Yeah, his addition in the She-Hulk. I thought it was kind of funny for a little bit. It was kind of cute, but boy, it did not feel like um, it. It wasn't quite right. And again, it was so good as it was. I can't believe Netflix just dumped it. Yeah, I hope so. Just Disney's such a bunch of overlords. Um, and again, they've screwed so many things up. And I heard that they filmed it, or at least a lot of it, and then test screenings were terrible. And so they shit canned a bunch of it and started over, which, if they start over and get it right, then that's fine. But I felt like the She Hulk thing could still work. I thought that the CGI version of her was kind of fine. Yeah, she was big, tall, green, and kind of hot. But they the tone of the show was all over the place, and it was kind of insulting, and I didn't like it. But I don't think they should necessarily dump the character. If they get somebody who could do her right and put her in a as like a secondary character in a movie, I'd still be interested in seeing her. That makes sense if Disney was going to start charging them, and they're like, well, we don't want to pay that money, so they just kind of let it go. That sucks, but I get it. She did have hot moments in the show. I agree. Like, all right. Yeah, Mark, I've heard that. That they've been reshooting it again. It's like 3 or 4 times. They just can't seem to get it right, and it just makes the budget so unbelievably huge. Like, it's gonna have to make Deadpool Wolverine money just to break even. And I'm sorry, but Captain America 4 with Anthony Mackie is not gonna do that good. And it's not that I don't want it to, it's just, come on, it's not gonna do that good. Yeah, I get that, Ginger Bear. Like, unless you have them kind of turned down in the background. I mean, I play copyrighted music on my channel, and all I do is I get a notification every time from YouTube saying that, the content is blocked in some countries or the video can't be monetized. I'm like, that's fine. I don't make any money from my viewerships on my live stream, so I don't care. Yeah, I think it's a bummer about Captain America 4. Again, I don't want it to fail. I just have no faith that they know what they're doing. And that sucks. Yeah, I don't know about Thunderbolts. I guess we'll see. It's another weird, like. The only character I'm interested in is the Thunderbolts. Um, is I didn't like Falcon and Winter Soldier. I thought that thing sucked. But man, I thought the John Walker character was the most fascinating character by far. Because here you got a guy who has every intention trying to be a good man and a good soldier and do the right thing, but he's just a man, just a regular dude, given the mantle of Captain America, which no one can reach, and like, no one can reach those kind of perfect heights. And just watching his struggles of trying to do the right thing, I don't know. I found that John Walker, was it Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son that played John Walker? He was, to me, by far the most interesting character in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I didn't care about Falcon. I didn't care about um, whatever Bucky Barnes, because they screwed their characters up. Yeah, U.S. agent. Yeah. Yeah, they made the character so interesting for all the reasons I was just saying, not to repeat myself, but he was put in an impossible situation, and then these punk ass kids, these whatever those villain characters were, that they were trying to play him up like they were the misunderstood heroes of the show. Like they killed his partner, and so he had a human kind of reaction and killed one of them. But it's like, you know what? Captain America killed people in battle. He threw several guys to their death. So let's not act like this John Walker thing, killing a guy, was like the worst thing that could happen. It was a little bit in cold blood, but it fits with the character's like tragic story arc. And John Walker, he tried to work with everybody, and everyone was like, "You can't, Captain America. You can't be a agent of of the government from a foreign nation, working on foreign soil, enacting your will against other people." That people were saying he can't be doing that, but then people had no problem with the bald chicks from Wakanda showing up and doing the exact same thing. And they're like, the Dora Milaje have authority wherever the Dora Milaje happen to be. So they're just like, because we're awesome and we're from Wakanda, our authority is absolute wherever we're at. And John Walker's like, I'm just trying to do the same thing. Maybe we should work together. And they kept telling him no. So I'm like, he's kind of, he got put in a shitty position. It's just, it pisses me off that some people were like, he was a monster. I'm like, no, the character was not. Yeah, see, Ginger, I mean, it's like, why did the Wakandan girls get free pass and John Walker did not? And there's like I have an opinion on why the writers did that. That might piss a lot of people off, but it's like a cultural thing where they're like, white man bad, chicks of color good, no matter what the situation. And I'm like, come on, guys, be a little bit more honest than that. Like, write honestly. Ginger Bear. All right, that's it. Ginger Bear's not going to be my friend anymore. I crossed the line. But I just hope that they bring John Walker back and he gets to kind of redeem himself as a character, and he gets to be given a proper chance to kind of be the character that he can be. Yeah, I avoided Secret Invasion 100%. I heard nothing but shitty things. Yeah, see? I enjoyed WandaVision for the most part. What I enjoyed most about WandaVision is I really, really like the character of the Vision, Paul Bettany's character. And I love the fact that the Vision, even though he was like a recreation, like he started to realize that things were there was bad things going on. And it was his wife that did it. And he had to kind of confront her on it. And he still tried to do the heroic thing. He tried to do the right thing. And I'm like, I like this Vision character a lot. Even, he knew what he had to do, what was right, even if it was his own wife that was screwing things up. And I'm really curious to see what they ever do in the future with White Vision. Because he's out there around somewhere, kind of a, what could be going on with that character? What's he out there doing? A wild card. And yeah, Hawkeye, I thought that was kind of fun. Haley Steinfeld's kind of impossibly charming. I heard there's supposed to be wasn't there some series in theory about Vision that they were supposed to be doing? Like I said, I hope they just do something with the character, the White Vision. Didn't bother with Echo. But yeah, Hawkeye I thought was entertaining. Because again, Haley Steinfeld is just charming. And it was nice to see. I like Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye. He's just like the every guy, the every man that just wants out of that shit. Yeah, Hawkeye Clint seems like he's been wanting to retire since the first Avengers movie. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't watch Agatha either. Not interested. Like, I didn't mind the character in WandaVision, but I didn't like her enough to I want to watch another series with her. You tried Agatha but bailed? Yeah. It's just, some characters don't need a spin-off show. I think they probably greenlit it when they thought everything was going great and they didn't realize that they're not going to have endless money to spend and that shit's going to dry up real quick. But once it's in production, there's a point where you can't just turn it off. It's already going. Yeah, that actress, whatever, I can't remember her name. She's charming and she's fun. Oh yeah, Shocula. Sorry, I saw you chime in earlier, but I got lost in the conversation. How are you, Shocula, brother? She-Hulk was embarrassingly bad. I thought She-Hulk was... It wasn't a nightmare, but I've seen it once and I'll never watch it again, and there was a lot of stupid stuff that they should be embarrassed about. But it had, I felt like it had moments of... It could have been okay if they didn't keep going off the rails stupid. Yeah, I feel like it was made for a specific audience. I see that. I agree. And yeah, I thought there were some moments where I kind of laughed. There were some chuckles, you know. And like we were saying a little bit earlier, I thought that the CGI She-Hulk was okay. You know, I was worried that they weren't going to be able to pull it off, but I feel like they kind of did as good as they could do for a TV show. Oh, yeah, I mean, you don't have to tell me about the disparity in quality. I'm just trying to look at it not for what it could have been, but just more of this is what it is, and so is there anything there? But I get your point, totally, I do. Yeah, what if I watched all of season 1 and there were some moments I thought it was kind of okay, but you know what's a dumb thing that what kind of turned me off? And I get why, but it's every episode had the same animation style. And as dumb as it sounds, I was kind of hoping and wishing for something a little bit different. Like, I would die for them to do like a what if animated show and have an episode where it's based on X-Force and animate it in the Rob Liefeld style. Or do a Spider-Man and specifically animate it with the Todd McFarlane style. Something like that. And I get why that's a lot easier said than done, but I kind of got bored with the animation even though it was pretty good. And I don't know. With some of the what if stories that I've read, like where Wolverine's eating babies, my kind of expectations for a what if show are a little bit bigger than that. I like the Spider-Man Tom Holland movies. I really like the first one. The second one's kind of fine. And I really, really like that last one. The last one for me was kind of the same as the Deadpool Wolverine. Like, they just got the balance right. They got the emotion right. They got the stakes right. They showed us things we wanted to see in a way that worked that I wouldn't think ever would. So I really like that last one. I think Tom Holland, I like Tom Holland. He's charming. He's fun. I like that guy. I like him a lot better than the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I never quite latched onto that version myself, personally. You like the '90s cartoon Spider-Man as your favorite version of an adapted Spider-Man? Never watched that. Well, thanks, Ginger Bear. Thanks for stopping in, brother. Yeah, I've never even seen the second Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I never bothered because I just didn't fucking care. I didn't like those versions. But man, did that movie made me like Andrew Garfield a lot, and it made me want to see more of him. I've only ever seen that first Andrew Garfield Spider-Man one time, saw it once, and he was like, whatever. But man, he was so good. He like stole that movie, man. And even though I didn't see it, I understood that was the movie where he wasn't able to save Gwen Stacy. So that moment where he saved Zendaya's character from the falling, and the way he started almost crying, I was like, I feel it. Even though haven't seen the original movie, I understand the story point, and they got it so right. Yeah, Robert Wilde, you glad Andrew got some decent closure? Yeah, for real. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 with Alfred Molina. And I like that they brought him back. They got him, like, de-aged and kind of looking perfect in that Tom Holland Spider-Man. It made me want to go back and rewatch that that Spider-Man with him in it. Like, I liked it anyway, but just made me appreciate him all the more. I thought X-Men 97 had moments of absolute brilliance and then moments of like, okay, it's kind of boring, let's move on. So, but when they got it right, man, did they get it right, and I hope that they do more. That whole Gambit thing, that was like the defining Gambit moment on any adapted media anywhere. It made me, like, I like the character, but it even made me go, oh, I really like the character even more now, because what a fucking badass perfect moment he got. You know? At least I thought. I won't agree with you on that one, Mark, but I get it. I won't agree that it's better than any of the live-action movies. I can't go that far. I think X2 is great. I think Days of Future Past is great. I still love the first one. I think First Class is actually really good. William Dafoe kicked ass in that last Spider-Man movie. He insisted on doing most of his own stunts. I didn't know that, but that's awesome. I can see that. It was neat. Again, it was neat to see those characters again, even though I wasn't like the world's biggest fan of the Raimi stuff. Like, I liked it, but I wasn't a huge fan. But I was like, it was fun to get to see it again. Here's a question. I mean, I assume all of us probably liked Deadpool Wolverine. I loved it. I watched it twice this last week. Do we want to see Hugh Jackman do more Wolverine? I kind of do. I still feel like he can nail the role, and it's like he's got a spot to play it now. Would that be a good idea or a bad idea? I'm not going to lie. I still want to see him do it more. I'm not ready for another actor to take the role of Wolverine. Yeah, Robert Wilde, we need Emma Frost adapted correctly. They fucked it up every time. It's a crime there's not been a live adaptation of Rogue and Gambit. Yeah, that's true. It would. I wish that you know. It's kind of hard to make it work, but it would have been neat to see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine stand next to the Avengers, like the classic version. I know it might feel out of place, maybe, but I still wanted to see it. And even if they do get him to stand next to some Avengers, it won't be the versions that we want. I don't think we'll see Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man or the Captain America that we like. So. Yes, they need to keep Daphne Keane. That girl, I mean, she's like at a perfect age to keep recurring the role because she's, what, 18, 19 years old? And yeah, it was a little awkward for me in Deadpool Wolverine because the last time I'd ever seen Daphne Keane was in Logan when she was just a little kid. But then she shows up, and I was like, oh, she got really hot. she got really hot. Like, goddamn. But yeah, they should keep her around. And you know what was weird? I didn't even, if in Deadpool Wolverine, there was the part where Deadpool and Wolverine bounced out of the void when what's-her-name, bald chick, created the portal, and Elektra and Gambit and Blade were all looking up at them and kind of smiling that their distraction allowed Deadpool and Wolverine to get away. And the implication was is giant smoke monster like ate them all and killed them all. But at the end of the movie, around the dinner table, X-23, Daphne Keane, sitting right next to Wolverine. Like, When did that happen? Did I miss something, or did they just throw it in there? Probably, I would assume to be like, you know what? We're gonna just show that she's still around because there's possibilities for the future. So yeah, it was just kind of a random thing that she just showed up. I don't mind. I don't care. It doesn't hurt my feelings that she was still there. But I was surprised. I'm like, oh wait, when did she get saved? When did she get out of the void thing? I certainly didn't care for the Loki TV show too much. So the whole TVA thing. I hope we never see them again. Oh, Robert Wild. I must have missed that. There's a line at the end where Deadpool asked the TVA if they can help some friends they met in the void. I missed that. That would at least kind of answer that. But it's like, is that the only one that he helped, or um, Shakila? We never need to see Jennifer Garner as Elektra. I know that Jennifer Garner's character as Elektra is almost the farthest version you could come up with from the comic book version, but Jennifer Garner still looks good, and she puts in the effort. She looks great. She could fight. She trained with those weapons. That long hair of hers flipping around. I'm like, that's probably the last time we'll ever see it. But no, that was definitely not the Frank Miller Elektra, and they definitely need to get that right. The Daredevil one, the Netflix Daredevil show, they kind of got her right there with that chick that was only like 4 feet tall. Mark, she's shockingly devoid of screen charisma. I don't agree with that, but I get it. I get it. Yeah, that's kind of me, Robert Wild. I enjoyed her and the Daredevil and the Elektra. Hot take for me, that Elektra movie, again, it's not the character at all, but it's not the fucking nightmare of a movie that some people want to make it out to be. Like, it's the most unwatchable piece of garbage. If you look at it just as an action movie with a hot girl fighting a bunch of supernatural warrior things, it's kind of okay. Not great, but I wasn't offended by it. But man, some people rank it as the worst thing they've ever seen in their life. I'm like, it's not that bad. I've seen the director's cut of the Affleck Daredevil, and I enjoyed that too. They threw in more stuff that made it more interesting for sure. um, I know you feel that way, Shakula. I don't feel that Love and Thunder was the unwatchable nightmare, but I do get it. It was not. It was not what it should have been. They definitely screwed up. Yeah, the only Thor movie I didn't really care for the most was actually the fourth one. I thought the only thing that kind of redeems it is that it's got some really good special effects and artistry and the special effects and stuff, but they really screwed up all kinds of opportunities by, and they went too far being too stupid. Like, um, uh, Chris Hemsworth, right? Yeah, he's really good. I like him as Thor. There's talk of doing a fifth one, but he's like, I don't want it to be dumb like the last one. It's like even he acknowledges it was stupid. I was kind of surprised in Deadpool Wolverine, that they brought back that guy that was Shatterstar, and had him there as part of his group. Like, man, way to fuck up Shatterstar. It's not like the character's like this amazing, amazing thing anyway, but they could have made it, and now he's just a joke. Um, yeah, Shocula. I don't like insecure Thor. He should have, like, that fat Thor should have been done once and it was over and never seen again. He should have got kind of more once Asgard was destroyed and his people were spread across the universe and people died. He shouldn't have got sad. He should have got like more angry and militant and defensive and aggressive to protect his people rather than cry like a little bitch. Like, Fat Thor was funny for a minute. Like, one time, okay, got it. Like in the second Avengers movie, okay, that's how he was. Because I get that he was kind of disappointed in himself for not going for the head and killing Thanos like maybe he could have, and he failed. But
There are those who believe that life here began out there, far across the universe, from tribes of humans who may have been the forefathers Egyptians, or the Toltecs, or the Mayans. Some believe that there may yet be brothers of man who even now fight to survive somewhere beyond the heavens.
yeah, Shockula, Beetlejuice 2, it was such a missed opportunity again. I thought there were a few moments that were kind of clever, but overall, you're like, what is going on? Ah, bullcrap, Mark Riddell. I love Beetlejuice. That first movie, it's one of my favorite movies. It's such a weird, oddball, strange thing. It was like, I think it's one of those lightning in a bottle things. Tim Burton's lost his mind. He can't make a good movie anymore. Good morning from Germany. Hello, how are you? You know, if you watch Batman Returns and think of it as like a fairy tale, like it's like a fairy tale story, not set in the real world at all, and it's just kind of like a kid's book they're reading. It's kind of like understandable. I wanted it to be more realistic like the first one, but it is so oddball. Like you have to look at it as like it's just like a almost like a stage play kind of thing, which makes sense because it's like almost entirely shot on a sound stage. I don't think there was one place where they were actually on location. Yeah, Robert Wilde. The atmosphere. Yeah, yeah. It's got an odd, weird kind of charm to it. But I had to. I like my stuff serious. That's why I love the Nolan movies so much. But once I kind of acknowledge, I'm like, just think of it this way. I'm like, all right, that's fair. That's more of a storybook version. You know, you say it's making a new IP is hard. Agreed. But it just feels like they did it all the time in the 80s and 90s. There were just movies being made that were awesome, just new concepts all the time, and everything these days is just a rehash, remake, restart. I'm like, where is the new stuff? You know? Like some things come out and work, like John Wick is like a new thing, but I feel like they've already overdone that to death. Like, I don't really want to watch the fourth movie. I'm like, I'm all right. But that was something that was new. The 90s Batman movies are also crazy horny. The car, right? Chicks dig the car.
Back, I'll go and
Oh my god.
nothing beats the juiciness of macaroni.
Yeah, I think shockingly you're kind of right there. They didn't have the endless ability of computer generated assistants in like the 90s. They had some, but they still had to be creative with what they made. So I think it forced them to be more creative. Oh, God. I'm kind of bummed out. This is my last free night of my vacation. After tonight, the next time I go to bed, I'm going back to work. And I already hear it's going to be a giant clusterfuck going back to work. So I'm not excited for that. Yeah, I'm just finishing up 9 days off. It was almost 10, honestly. I had a day off and then I worked one day and then I got 9 days off. So yeah, the Penguin had some weird shit that in Batman Returns. He's like, ointment? Scented or unscented? And Catwoman's like, I'll come back later. You know, Mark, I've tried to have fun with that movie, but every time I turn it on, even trying to just acknowledge that this thing is just a giant Adam West kind of 60s era Batman joke parody, it's still so tedious to get through. It's like, oh my god, this is so ridiculous. But I get your point. There's Chuck. Chuck, I was about to end my live stream and go scan a couple things for you that you asked for. I drew this, and I drew this. And I was going to scan these and send them to you in case there were anything that seemed interesting. Since you needed something to, or wanted something to ink around. Yeah. Natalia Silva. How are you? Thank you. Appreciate that. I've seen all the Batman movies in the theater except the first one because I was too young and my parents weren't going to take me to that. But I saw Returns and Forever, all of them. Your parents didn't shield you from movies in any way. That's either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you are. Flesh Gordon. Oh, God. Yeah, RoboCop was amazing. I got to see Terminator 2 in the theater. That was incredible. And that movie has lost none of its appeal. I could watch T2 anytime, anywhere, any day. Robert Wild. I'm going to need to look that up for a friend. Yeah, me too, actually. It sounds familiar. I'm sure once I look it up, I'll be like, oh, right, right, right. Yeah, that's right. I remember hearing of it. Oh, man. Night Train Murders. uh, but for real, I'm going to look that up. Ugh. Oh, God. Yeah, you wouldn't show it to a kid as young as you were, though. Yeah. You watched The Exorcist when you were 7 and couldn't sleep for a week? Oh my God. That's awesome. Alright, well, it's about 2 in the morning for me. I'm gonna scan these things so I can send them off to a certain somebody, and then I'm gonna go my ass to sleep. Oh shit. Yeah, these are on 9x12 pieces of paper there, Chuck, so even if they had to be shrunk down a little tiny bit to fit the entire image on how you print them out, I tried to keep them, you know, vague from her thighs down. There's some space above her head. Yeah, these are 9x12 pages, so, you know, they're smaller than normal. All right, yeah, thanks, Chuck. Robert Wild, thank you for stopping in. It's good to meet you. Shocula, always fun, you know, as always. Mark, if you're still in there. Appreciate everyone. I'll catch you next time.